Well, hello and welcome to a very raw day in the Northeast. I can't warm up today, so I've got my hat and I've got my sweatshirt on and it's cold out. But I'm gonna be doing something kind of cool today, and I've got a concept drawing that I did, and from a distance, hopefully it looks kind of like a bee. So just kind of this abstract illusion that I'm trying to create here. So this is my sketch, and I am going to be doing it on a canvas, a square canvas, but I am going to hang it like this. So this took a little bit of maneuvering because obviously I can't use an easel in order to paint this because I can't put one point to one point on an easel. It's just not going to work. You need flat. And so I had to put the hanger on this canvas first, and I will show you how I did that. Okay, so here's my canvas, and I'm going to show you the back. And what I did here is I basically went 4.5 inches down from the top for each D-ring, and then still have the wire being 3 inches from the top of this point, because if I put it lower down, then it would be like wobbly. So it actually hangs pretty flush, well, very flush on the wall. So that is going to make it a lot easier to paint. So the challenging part of this is because there is yellow, I cannot paint the background the color that I want it to be first, because yellow is pretty transparent with acrylics, and I want the background to be kind of this very light blue-purple color. And so if I painted yellow on top of that, it would make it into a weird green color. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do what I don't always like to do, which is either do a sketch first, or I'm gonna have to put yellow on the canvas first and then work from there. So that's what I think I need to figure out. Okay, so after much deliberation, I decided that I will in fact put some color onto this canvas. I did a little test of the color on the corner to see if I actually thought that was a good fit, and Indian yellow it is. So I'm going to cover this whole entire canvas with Indian yellow because I don't like working on a thirsty canvas and creating a sketch and then having to fill the sketch in, and I like to have paint already on the canvas. So let's go. Good morning. It is a new day, and I finished the sketch last night and then was tired and decided that I wanted to go to bed. But I'd like to talk a little bit about this concept that I have and how you can create a concept that has kind of this abstract illusion by taking one thing and kind of taking the shape of that specific thing and making it into something else. So what I did with this concept is I really wanted to give this kind of illusion of having her hair in the shape of a bee, and the yellow and the white being sort of this fabric that's holding all of this hair together, and having the tendrils mimic the parts of the bee, like the legs and the and all that. So that's what I did with this. I did change this drawing a little bit on the canvas because I didn't like this giant hexagon that was kind of framing the whole thing. I felt like it was really distracting and that it would be distracting in the painting. And so I think what I might do is put some smaller, like honeycomb pattern kind of emerging from the bottom of it. And then down here, I really wasn't sure what to do. So I thought maybe if I kind of made these flowers almost looking like it was the collar of a dress that she was wearing, because I don't want to draw too much attention to this area as far as like, oh, here's her body. and like really make a realistic looking shoulder, because I just feel like that would be a little too blocky here, but I don't want to have so much blank space over here. So I think this honeycomb pattern could kind of come up, emerging from like behind her. So that is what I'm going to start with. I'm going to put the background down. I don't want the background to be too busy, like bees, busy little bees. I'd like it to be more of like having this kind of focal point and then having this more solid background with maybe some pattern coming up. So that is my plan. Let's get started with this. Okay, so the background is pretty much the way that I want it. I did use a sponge and a stencil instead of spray paint because I did want to control the kind of misty effect of the honeycomb pattern, kind of going up the side. So now I can have a lot of fun with my markers and my watercolor crayons and my solid paint markers and all of that stuff to add a lot of the mixed media components to this, and then acrylic paint, and we should start to see this image come to life. So let's get started. jar, and I am going to finish this painting with oil paint. For anybody who watches my channel, you probably know that I finish all of my paintings with a layer of oil paint. And the reason for that is because I love oil paint and it gives me more working time, and it just juices up the colors, makes them really saturated. It can knock back some really bright colors if you want it to, but it actually creates kind of this three-dimensional value because oil paints are made with earth pigments, and so you have cool colors that recede and warm colors that come towards you. That is the reason why I finish my paintings with oil paint. Yeah, if I were to continue with acrylics, I would do glazing, I would refine further, and then finish with all of my highlights with acrylics. And if you are an acrylic painter, then you could do the same thing. But I love how this concept has come out. All right, so just to show you real quick, this is my palette. So I've got my jar of thinner, I have my neutral colors, which is my black, my white, and I have my medium that I'm going to be using, which actually helps my oil paints dry faster. And then I have a bunch of colors here that I probably won't use all of, but it's easier than trying to get more colors out. And these are my cool colors. So I've got my warm colors on one side and I've got my cool colors on the other side. And then paintbrushes, and I use a glass palette. So let's do a quick comparison here. Here we have the concept, the sketch, the drawing, and the painting. So I'd love to know what you guys think of this concept. If you think it's a cool concept, and please leave that in the comments. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, I do have a mixed media painting playlist, and please check that out, and you can see my different processes and how I do things. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Please like the video if you did like it, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.